Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on watch addiction watch reviews. Now today we're taking a look at a actual pre-order from Crafter Blue Watches. Crafter Blue, you might know them that they produce those vulcanized rubber straps, and you probably have one if you have a Seiko SKX or something like that. I do have a couple myself, and even have reviewed them in the past, but this is their very first watch release. And it's dubbed the Mechanic Ocean. It's a dive watch, and it's actually a pretty cool dive watch, because we have the crown on the left side of the watch. So here's a closer look at one of their modern iterations, I should say. Here is the blue dial variant with the Pepsi unidirectional rotating bezel. Now let's start off with some basic specifications here. Price point, you're looking at around, I believe, $500, but you can save 15% if you pre-order the watch. That's without the bracelet. That's on the rubber strap. The bracelet is a bit more. I believe it's like $40 more. But I will drop a link in the description below so you can check out all the pricing if you're interested. Anyway, we do have a 316L stainless steel case, which is 45 millimeters. So yes, this is a bigger and larger dive watch. If you're used to something that's like 40 millimeters, this might be a little too big for you, but you'll have to be the judge of that. In terms of the actual thickness of the piece, it is quite chunky. This is quite a chunky diver at 15.8 millimeters, almost 16 millimeters. As you can see, it is quite girthy there. And you know, it's a big dive watch. It's 45 mils by 15.8, so just keep that in mind. We also do get drilled lug holes. Now this is a sample model, so there are some scratches on the watch bracelet, as you can tell, so it's not 100% perfect, but you can get a good idea of the type of finishing and the quality from this video. We do also get a helium escape valve. This watch is 300 meters water resistant. And the coolest feature is obviously the crown on the left-hand side of the watch. Some of you might have noticed that Tudor actually released a watch like this, the left-handed Tudor, with the crown at the 9 o'clock position instead of our regular 3 o'clock position. Now, I'll show you when I throw it on my wrist how it wears a bit more comfortable on my left hand if the crown was on, compared to if the crown was on this side of the watch. Anyway, the dial is quite Seiko-ish. As you can see, we have those large applied markers with BGW9 Super Luminova, which glows blue in color. We have a nice sunburst blue dial. The dial looks really good on this model. I do like how the dial came out. The markers are definitely legible. Nice hands here. A decently legible second sweeping hand. This is an automatic watch, of course. And a nice little thing I noticed, it actually says HK down here for Hong Kong. Yeah, these are produced in Hong Kong. The owner, Steve Chan, lives in Hong Kong, I believe, and owns Crafter Blue. Some other writing on the dial does say Automatic Mechanic Ocean, the name of the watch, and 300 meters. We do get a unidirectional 120 click dive bezel with some really nice grip. The grip is pretty good. You can get a good grasp on here. And the bezel action is really good, just like one of the other watches I reviewed. I believe that he was behind that. I believe that was the Undive watch. The bezel action was really good, and it's about the same on this watch. It's really solid clicks, very smooth and buttery, and there's really very minimal play, as you can see there. So it's pretty decent, and everything lines up perfectly to the 12 o'clock position there. Now, taking a look at the bracelet, this is a 22 millimeter bracelet. It does have solid end links, and it fits pretty nicely in here. There's no gaps or anything like that, which is good to see. The bracelet itself is pretty good quality. It's polished on the flanks. We do get a lot of micro adjustments, so you can get a good fit. There are 7 micro adjustments, which is pretty good. So you will get a good fit there. The bracelet itself is completely brushed. You get a nice flip open here, which is very secure. All solid oyster style bracelet. Very nice looking. Let me go ahead and open this. 2 buttons on the side. Just a very nice mechanism. It feels really like high quality and secure. And we get a milled clasp here as well. So yeah, very nice bracelet. It is very comfortable as well. And I think it's pretty, you know, heavy duty, I would say, especially holding this 45 millimeter watch. Now the case back, if we can get a little glimpse at that, it's pretty simple. It's screwed down, obviously. We have a nice little emblem in the middle. It's brushed, the whole case back. It does state some specifications and stuff like that. You can see the solid end links right now. Now the movement inside of this watch is called the caliber 3531. It's essentially a Seiko NH35 movement. Most of you guys are familiar with that movement. It's a Japanese Seiko movement. It's automatic, of course, beating at 21,600 beats per hour. It does contain 24 jewels. It does also have hand winding and hacking, and it's a pretty reliable movement, but he has gone ahead and refinished the rotor and some of the bridges on the movement, which looks pretty cool. We'll throw up a picture so you can see what it looks like, but you can't really see it because the case back is screwed down, so I will throw up that picture. As I was stating, this is just one of the iterations. I do have another one here to show you, and this is the gray version with the gray dial and the orange accents. So as you can see, there are many different colors. I believe there's 4 different variations, a black one as well. You can check out their website for all that information. So let me just give you a quick runaround of this one. This one does contain the Crafter Blue rubber strap here, which is vulcanized rubber, real rubber. They're very good straps, end fitted, of course. And this one has the gray dial with the orange and gray bezel. You can get a better look at the case back on this model, so you can see there. Now the crown is rather large, and it is signed, of course. You can see right there. Go ahead and unscrew that. So we get self-winding. It's a very nice pop out, a pretty long pop out, as you can see there. It feels very well built. Now the first position, obviously, we can flip through the date. Second position is hacking. We can set the time there. Then we go ahead and screw that back down. And yeah, that's pretty much to it. It's a very simple dive watch. Some nice things about it. I do like this polished ring. Kind of reminds me of the Rolex, I should say the Rolex Sea Dweller, or the newer ones, but the ring is on the inside and it's in white. This does say Professional Divers 300 meter and helium escape valve. So yeah, all around, definitely a very well built watch, I will say that. The pricing, you know, if you want something that's well built, you're gonna have to pay a little more money. That's just what I've seen. Just what I've seen so far from reviewing like about 200 different micro brand watches. And if you want higher quality, you're gonna have to pay a little more money, but the higher quality is definitely worth it in my opinion. Something like this feels like it comes from like a more established brand rather than a smaller micro brand, which is always good. Anyway guys, I will drop a link in the description below. Right now I'll get you guys a lume shot, throw it on my wrist, and let's wrap it up here. Here is one of the iterations on my 6.5 inch wrist. So this is a 45mm watch, and it really doesn't wear that big. It might fit about 1 millimeter over my wrist, and that's about it. So definitely wearable, even for my, you know, pretty small wrists, I would say. Here's a little side profile. There you go. Let me throw the other one on. Here is the bracelet version on my 6.5 inch wrist. It does wear quite tall. It is a thick watch at 15.8, but the bracelet is definitely very nice and comfortable. You can just tell by the CNC machining on that clasp right there. Definitely well made bracelet. And the crystal is actually slightly domed, as you can see. It is a sapphire crystal, if I didn't mention that. Now I'm going to lume both of these bad boys up, and let's see what the lume looks like. Here you go with a nice little lume shot there. As you can see, this Super BGW9 Super Luminova glows blue, and it's definitely a pretty good lume. It's even lighting up the sides of the sapphire crystal. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a look at the Crafter Blue Mechanic Ocean, a new offering from Crafter Blue Watches. And I think all around it's a pretty decent watch for the money. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe, like, share, let me know what you think. You can read the written article with some nice photos on watchaddictchannel.com. You can find me on Instagram at watchaddictchannel. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.